One of the best defenses in the league. Boston all year has been that, as you see Al get another great contest.
Irving blocked by Porzingis. One man to beat, but it's a 7-footer. Who blocks it again? Here's Hardaway off the bounce. Nice feed inside. Jones blocked by Brown.
Off the drive.
Irving shot blocked. Brown again with the rejection. Jaylen Brown, a defensive demon here in the third.
9 blocks to 9 assists. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the story to Game 1 of the 2024 NBA Finals, the numbers that you are seeing on the screen right now, they definitely play a part in telling that story. But I mean, it absolutely does not tell the entirety of it. Like, there's also the absurd factor that this guy brought to the table. And not just on both ends of the floor, but especially coming out of the gates like he did in the first quarter, really just making it seem like Dallas had zero game plan for him. Then, even to piggyback off the defense we've mentioned, holding arguably the best playmaker in these playoffs. Yes, you are seeing that correctly. Just 1 assist. You guys, I'll just say this. Shit like that. It doesn't happen by accident, okay? Because looking at Game 1 of this series, I know, this is just the beginning of the chess match here, okay? There is a lot left in this series to unfold here. But also, do you guys remember how the majority of the headlines going into this series were primarily focused on the health of Kristaps Porzingis and if he'd be able to play? Well, the tape of just Game 1, yeah, it shows you why he's been labeled that quote-unquote X factor of this series. Now guys, I'm not sure if you were wondering what the pure definition of a matchup nightmare is, but go figure, because it is in fact a 7'3" unicorn who not only effectively spaces the floor better than anyone you will see, but also is the #1 post-up scorer in all of basketball this year. And that's clearly, as Mike Breen will be the one to tell you.
Porzingis has Josh Green on him, wants to post up, huge height advantage. Porzingis shooting, scoring. Kristaps Porzingis, 8 points in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that height disparity was something that Dallas did not have an answer for. Like seriously, there was the consistent post-ups we were seeing. There was the pull-up threes. Hell, even when they tried to take away that height advantage with throwing either of Dallas's bigs like Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively on him.
Porzingis gets away inside and throws it down.
Yeah, it turns out that a 7'3" guy can attack the rim pretty often as well, especially when the opposing team isn't expecting it. And I mean, when you deep dive a little bit into how Kristaps Porzingis managed to get the bulk of his scoring in this game, he did so being the pure embodiment of what this Boston team has done literally all year. For example, early on in this game, it seemed pretty clear that Dallas was going to try to do everything in their power defensively to try and keep Tatum at least limited in terms of his shot creation, as his numbers in the first half would tell you. But given you're operating against the best half-court offense in both the regular season and the postseason, the Celtics had a counter for every single punch that was thrown at them. Like here, you instantly notice a mismatch up top in this possession with Derek Lively defending Jayson Tatum. So to counter this, with Boston pulling Dallas's only big out of the post, a drive by Tatum to the rim is obviously expected, where Dallas is going to send possibly a double, even a triple trap to try and contest the shot.
Pass goes inside, kicks it out, wide open Derek White. That three is good.
Yeah, they're just gonna put the ball where you aren't. And in this case scenario specifically, put up a clip of 27 threes in the first half if they're gonna be as wide open as they were. But then, what about winning the minutes when guys like JT, KP, etc. are off the floor?
Sad. Brown goes inside! Oh, what a slam from Jaylen Brown!
You guys remember those open driving lanes we were talking about? Well, Jaylen Brown, he not only took full advantage of those driving lanes this game, but also those Tatum doubles we were talking about, JB wasted zero time recognizing those situations as well. You know, you guys, ironically enough, that 26-11 run that Boston had to pretty much seal the game in the second half, I mean, it was essentially a combination of everything we've discussed on the offensive side of the ball for the Celtics in this video. But nonetheless, you guys, Boston's offense, it's gotten enough flowers, okay? It's time to shift this conversation to this team's defense, okay?
Josh Green, one man to beat, but it's a 7-footer. Who blocks it again?
Because I mean, again, that stat we led this video with, I don't think some people realize that an anomaly like this, along with a 1.2 turnover to assist ratio that Dallas put up in this game, it doesn't happen without a Kristaps Porzingis anchoring your defense. Just look specifically at how his presence impacted the bigs of Dallas, because being able to allow KP to guard non-shooters and act as sort of a roaming safety in the middle of the paint this entire game, I mean, Boston not only held Dallas's bigs in check, as the numbers would clearly tell you, but at the same time, that leveled up defensive presence was felt 1 through 5. Like going back to this play for an example, KP is initially covering Gafford and is hit with a pick and roll scenario. You can see he instantly fades into drop coverage, keeping his focus on Kyrie, but also ready to contest a lob threat to Gafford. Jrue is out of the play at this point. KP forces the tough shot by Kyrie, notches one of his 3 huge blocks in this game. Boston runs the floor, and I mean, as most of you probably know at this point,
Holiday, Hauser, three-pointer.
Yup. It's just yet another way that this team will kill you by turning that high-level defense into offense. But you guys, the craziest part about all of this is that I could keep going about what we saw in game 1. I mean, there's the impact in guys like Derek White and Jrue Holiday on both ends of the floor. Maybe Sam Hauser off the bench, the brilliance in their rotations, anything that you can think of. Like, I'm sure that Dallas is going to have a counter, but this is also where I need to hear what you guys have to think of this. So please let me know in the comments. Out of everything that we saw in just game 1 of this series, what surprised you the most, whether it was on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball? And of course, if you had to, give me a prediction. Who is winning this series and in how many games? But also, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate y'all more than anything, and I will see you guys in the next video.